The topic is parameters for washing hands. Under normal condition, there is no shortage. When there is no shortage of water, one should wash until the wrist. If she did not do so, it is adequate if the water reaches the knuckle and join the fingers to the handle, to the hands. Okay, we're going to explain. If she has only small amount of water, she should wash 3 times on each hand, only to the knuckle to join fingers to the joint. Sorry. If she has only small amount of water, she should wash 3 times on each hand, but only to the knuckle that join the fingers to the hands. I mean, I think it's a typo, but we're going to explain. So the proper way is to wash the whole hands, meaning until the wrist. That's the proper way. So if limited a while of water, so she wash up to here, on all of the fingers when fingers are joined to the hands. If even less, and that's what I do on Yom Kippur. So you wash up to these knuckles. That's the thing. So how much you need water to wash up to these knuckles? Not a lot of water. Not a lot. But this revis, as we said, that this 3.3 ounces, they translated to 86 cc grams of water, right? So it's actually should be it should be more than enough, right? So like if you don't waste water, to wash it even up to the whole wrist. Okay. Continue. When water is not available. Okay. If one wakes up in the morning and has no access to the water, okay, I mean, they shut off the water for whatever reason in the building, right? She should wipe her hands on midi demarchi. Okay. Something that they can clean the hands. For example, she can use a piece of wood, a rag, or a cloth. She should wipe both hands entirely, but it need not be done 3 times, not in specific order. Even so, one should be careful not to touch her eyes and the mouth. So one of the things that he skipped and I did not mention is this ruach ra. That rests on our hands, on our fingers. It's very, very dangerous. So what does it mean dangerous? They say if a person touches his eyes with the rochra, maybe it's possible that he can go blind. Has for sure, right? Or so they say don't touch any openings. So the mouth, the ears, the eyes, right? So try not to touch. Until you wash this ruach ra away, right? So here's the situation. Next situation is there is no water. Period. For whatever reason, there is no water, right? Or I would say, like practically, for example, many people usually are sharing the same restroom, right? And the couple is in the restrooms, and she and her sister and 2 other, I don't know. And 2 other brothers are waiting in line to use the cup, for example, right? Too many people, so we can take something that can clean. So what can clean? I would say the paper napkins like Bounty, like paper towels can clean. Any cloth can clean, right? So if your hands would be soiled, for example, right? So you'll be able to clean. And he said, that's actually from Gemara. So you can use wood, for example, like tree, right? Trees cleaning. You can use tree. You can use your walls of your house. You can use or like all the hard surfaces to clean, right? So, but of course, I think even though all of this are acceptable, so I think my personal opinion that the most practical one is to use like maybe disposable napkins or some piece of cloth, like something. Right. And they say in stone, okay, sand, all of these beautiful things. And as we said, you're not obligated to do 3 times, right? So just do it once, and every hand, and it should be enough. And remember, don't touch your mouth and don't touch your eyes, right? Because a person can go blind, or some things can happen in the mouth. Okay. She then recite bracha that refers to the cleaning of the hands. Al nikiyus yadayim, rather than al nitalas yadayim. If and when she later gets access to the water, she should wash her hands, and she should then wash negel wasser without the bracha. Okay, so let's try to understand. So we're still in this scenario when she had no water. So, and you know, in our Siddur, after washing all of these hands, we say the blessing. So after all other washing of the hands, we don't say blessing during the day. For example, a person went to the restroom, right? Wash her hands or his hands after you're using the bathroom, came out. So you don't say blessing on the washing of the hands. You say only blessing after using the restroom, right? So here is the only exception. So we say blessing on the washing of the hands only before eating bread, right? Al nitalas yadayim, or after waking up. Okay, but here person did not wash the hands. She cleansed her hands with his, let's say, with this paper towel, right? So she says different blessing, different ending. So I mean, only one word change it. Nikiyas yada al nikiyas yadan. So nikiyas meaning to cleanse. So she's blessing not the washing of the hands, but the cleansing of the hands. Okay, that's the difference in the blessing. And the second thing is, of course, even though something was not available, it was beyond our control to do some things. But after that, when we get the water, she must wash her hands. We're talking men and women. The halacha here is exactly the same. There is no difference in what we said so far. No difference whatsoever between the obligation of man or a woman. There is no difference whatsoever, right? So far, everything exactly the same, but we're trying to highlight that these halachas apply even to women. So of course it's applied to men, so right, but it applies even to women. Okay, so she got the water, he got the water. Wash again properly, but without saying blessing.